Parks and open space. They're places where you can get outside to do something fun with your family and friends, or just simply relax. In a busy city, places like these are especially important to give residents a place where they can get out of their homes and interact with others in the world around them.
A park can be a lot of different things, and there's almost no place too small. Sometimes a park is a community garden where people are growing vegetables and communing with each other. Sometimes parks are just places where you go and walk on trails and view wildlife.
Adrian Benepi is the Senior Vice President and Director of City Park Development for the Trust for Public Land. With decades of experience in building better parks nationwide, Benepi says Honolulu and Kaka'ako have unique opportunities for creating premier gathering places.
There's nothing more pleasant, particularly in a climate like Honolulu has, than being outdoors and having a drink or something to eat.
Here in urban Honolulu and Kaka'ako, there are currently about 160 acres of park space for the public to enjoy. The Hawaii Community Development Authority constructed and still maintains 5 of these parks in Kaka'ako. In 1992, the HCDA converted 30 acres of former landfill waste into the Kaka'ako Waterfront Park. In later years, the HCDA also constructed the 4-acre Makai Gateway Park and the 2-acre Mauka Gateway Park, as well as the 5-acre Kewalo Basin Park and the 2-acre Kolowalu Parks. With these and many other city parks in the urban core, we have the quantity of park space, but it's the quality that needs some work.
I think what makes a good park is a lot of different activities, and you want to be able to account for as many different uses as you can. So you want to account for kids, teenagers, young adults, older adults, seniors, and try to accommodate as many people as you can, and also accommodate a mix of passive and active activities.
One of the HCDA's main goals for Kaka'ako is to ensure our parks and open spaces keep pace with the increase in residents and park users and further the sense of community and place. Right now, it's clear there's a lot of room for improvement. Dozens of acres of parkland in Kaka'ako sit relatively unused both day and night. Despite wide stretches of rolling hills, grass, and trees, families and park-goers are sparse in many areas. Because of the lack of activity and people presence, many Kaka'ako Park areas have become places where the public no longer feels safe. Homeless encampments line the sidewalks and spill over onto the grass and parklands, and as a result, many restroom facilities, light fixtures, and utilities are vandalized and broken. This is not the type of park and open space that the community wants or needs, and it's time to do something different to take back these open spaces for public use and enjoyment. The HCDA is currently working with the community to develop an active use facilities master plan and is also conducting an environmental impact study for the parks of Kaka'ako Makai to see what can be done to activate the area and create vibrant open spaces that are cherished and well used by locals. At the same time, the City and County of Honolulu is master planning the neighboring Ala Moana Beach Park. We're now working together to coordinate our plans to ensure the two areas are well connected. A bicycle path along Ala Moana Beach Park could be extended to tie into a pedestrian promenade along the front row at Kewalo Basin Harbor. From there, it could travel along Ilalo Street and Forest Avenue to lead people to the parks of Kaka'ako Makai and eventually connect back to the city's network of bike paths. At Kewalo Basin, the HCDA plans to create new park space by transforming these gravel lots into a park extension that connects Kewalo Basin Park to Ala Moana Beach Park. We will be installing benches, landscaping, and perhaps even a Beach Boy-type concession stand featuring water equipment storage, beach services, and programs. This will allow park-goers to freely and safely travel along the shoreline rather than navigate these obstacles of fences and rocks. It's also consistent with the Lay of Green concept, which was a featured objective of the Kaka'ako Makai Conceptual Master Plan and Waterfront Development Plans from the 1980s.
I think you need to take advantage of this waterfront, which has been largely used for commerce, for maritime commerce, which is the historic use, and find a way to weave in a pedestrian bicycle path so you can go from one end of the city to the other and not have to cross a lot of streets. I think making the streets friendlier for pedestrians and bicycles will go a long way, and then creating green connections between parks.
While many associate the Kaka'ako waterfront with the historic maritime use, the HCDA is establishing active and passive recreational uses at the water's edge with usable public open gathering places. This would produce green connections along the water's edge for strolling, biking, public access, and enjoyment of our nearshore environment. Even without adding more parkland, we can expand the park space that we do have by establishing both day and nighttime activities that create more opportunities for public gathering and enjoyment.
There are year-round activities that bring people out from early in the morning to late in the evening. And those things can include sitting, strolling, passive uses, looking at nature, but it can also include active sports, culture, art, dining, kids' activities.
At the Kaka'ako Waterfront Park and Gateway Parks, we're looking to improve the quality of experience to help these underused areas become quality gathering places that hold meaning for area residents. Much like New York City's iconic Central Park or San Francisco's Golden Gate Park, good urban spaces have something for everyone with a mix of activities and uses.
You do want to keep the wide open feeling, but also have some active sports things. I even see maybe some waterfront dining, some popular restaurants. People could go and activate the place at nights. Maybe some places for concerts and events. You could have displays of public art. All of these things can happen in parks, and these are the kinds of things we've seen activate particularly waterfront parks in other cities.
As part of HCDA's master planning process for active use facilities in Kaka'ako Makai, we asked residents and community groups what kind of activities they'd like to see here. Some of those suggestions included sports facilities, an art incubator, food vendors, urban gardening and agricultural exhibits, a light exhibition park, an amphitheater for local acts, or a children's play area. All of these suggestions are consistent with existing park uses under the Conceptual Master Plan, which identifies space for family-friendly commercial activities. The HCDA brought many of these ideas to life back in December 2014 at Kaka'ako Park's Peak. The free community event brought hundreds of residents and families to the Kaka'ako Gateway Parks to enjoy a full day of activities. Makeshift beach volleyball nets went up on the grass, and parents set up their viewing areas as dozens took part in a youth volleyball tournament that lasted all day. Many participants noted there are only a handful of beach volleyball facilities on the island, and the birthplace of the sport should have many more. Meantime, local musicians and dancers entertained the crowds, highlighting both up-and-coming artists as well as long-established performers. Entertainment acts like these could take center stage daily at a community amphitheater, while larger acts could draw the crowds on the weekends or evenings. To keep everyone well fed, the HCDA teamed up with Street Grinds and Eat the Street to bring in over 20 food trucks and vendors. Park goers could have lunch under the shade of the trees or grab a quick snack as they walked around. A number of community groups also set up informational booths and interactive activities, including a canoe carving demonstration and urban gardening and agricultural workshops. Keiki learned how to plant their own fruits and veggies, and a farmer's market showcased the best in locally grown produce. These activities are just a few of the ideas from the community that could serve to make our Kaka'ako Makai parks better for everyone. In addition to bringing people together in underused spaces, these activities can also generate much-needed revenue for the HCDA to continue paying for the upkeep of all parks under its care. While some may fear over-commercialization of public parks, experts say public-private partnerships and the business they bring should be encouraged.
In New York City, Bryant Park, which is right in Midtown, is only 8 acres, but it has a sit-down restaurant, an open-air bar, and 2 or 3 pavilions that serve really good sandwiches. So there's plenty of room to have that, and what that does is it activates the space. And then if you do it the right way, you can have that restaurant, which serves as a concession, pay its money back to the park and put that money back into maintaining and securing the park. And that's what happens in a number of parks in cities around the country.
The HCDA currently spends over $1 million each year to maintain Kaka'ako Waterfront Park, Kewalo Basin Park, Kaka'ako Gateway Parks, and Kolowalu Parks. This money does not come from the State General Fund, as the HCDA receives no legislative appropriation for ensuring the grass is watered or conducting regular park maintenance. Instead, all of the money spent on park maintenance is generated by the HCDA stewarding its assets. Bringing new activities to places like Kaka'ako Waterfront Park and Kaka'ako Makai would help make park maintenance sustainable for future generations. In addition to providing a fiscal benefit, the new activities and park uses would also bring a social benefit of bringing life back to our public parks and open spaces. In this way, we can create iconic community gathering places that are a source of pride for locals.
There's no end to the imaginative things you can do at a park. And the best parks have a lot of use from early in the morning to late at night, 7 days a week.